Beefcakes review of the Yakima OutPost HD. Okay, so we are going to go over my rack. This is the Yakima OutPost HD. It's their new line of overlanding stuff. It's brand new. We thought this would be super helpful because I tried to find a bunch of YouTube videos to see if I wanted to buy this, and they didn't exist, and I realized it just came out. So hopefully this is helpful. So we have on here, I've got the Yakima OutPost HD, and then I also bought a set of the HD sidebars. Okay, let's talk about installation. Installation was much more difficult than I thought it was going to be for a Tacoma. So it comes with a set of the normal like bed rail clamps, you know, that would just fit in here and then would just clip into here. Tacomas don't have a rail, like this is just plastic. So it's got to go into the clamp rails. So you do have to get an extra like adapter kit. It's $100, and it's got these two big steel plates, and they go into your rack, right, or your clamp rails, and then it just bolts into that, which in theory you think would be super easy. However, this angle doesn't allow you to just slide them in there. They're too long. They're about this long, so you actually have to unscrew the bed rail, like take out the first two and peel it back and bend it and slide it in there. And I managed to like strip some screws out. It says specifically to use an impact driver, and I didn't, and I stripped some screws out of it. And then I also managed to shear this bolt off because I still couldn't get enough clearance, and I had to take these off, and I sheared this off, so it didn't go super smoothly. So just don't think you're going to put it on in 10 minutes. I think it took us, I don't know, I had these guys with me, and it took 2 hours or something to put it all together. But I think if you had normal bed rails, the clamp on would be super easy. You just go in and it would just pinch it and you'd be done. Okay, crossbars. I'm really happy with crossbars. It's a nice big fat sturdy rail. They've also got the channel underneath, fits all the Yakima stuff, and most, you know, there's a ton of other things you can bolt on that all will fit in this standard size track. It's got a nice rubber seal on the top so it doesn't fill up with water, and it helps keep the tent from sliding around, you know, when you're installing and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with that. It's got nice tie-down hooks over here on the side. I use these way more than you would ever think. They are super useful. I'm constantly hooking my keys to it. You can actually run a ratchet strap through here, and they have some nice ones that clip on. I hang lights off of it. I just hang everything off of these all the time. Surprisingly nice. Okay, side rails. I'm also really happy with the side rails. You do have to buy them separately. The whole thing, once you get all the parts, was about the same as you'd pay for any of the rack systems, but you do have to piecemeal it all. So I just run one of these, and it's really nice. They have their own attachments that do rotopacks, so it has an adapter, so your rotopacks mounts go on there. I do these, sometimes a double stack if we're going to go on a longer trip. And then also, back around here, if you can see that, they have a recovery board mount. It's actually really, really nice. So this thing fits a couple different ones. It fits the max tracks, and it fits the treads. But it's nice on the back of this. Let's see if I can pull these guys out. Comes right out. It's not the easiest thing to take off. It is easier if you don't mount them on the inside so they're not hanging down. But it's cool. So it's got this nice plate, and you'll see in the plate it has all these different patterns, and they match up to the bottom of the treads. Nice. So it's actually really neat. When you get them on there, they lock right into here, and then you strap them down, and they're super stable. So I've got just the one bar. This has worked out really great for me. It's really nice that you can mount on the inside. So I got my rotopacks, Got my recovery boards. That's all I've got mounted up here right now. And then I didn't install the sidebar on the other side, which is nice that it's not all welded together or anything, because I like to get through here. Okay, so this is me constantly while camping. I'm always in the back here getting into tubs, because I usually leave the tubs in here and we'll stop to like take some pictures or refill some water or something like that, get some clip bars. So tubs and cooler live here. You can easily get through. There are no crossbars up here, so you have a ton of clearance to get through. And I have my tent fold off. So in the event of rain or it's super sunny, I post up underneath the tent and I can easily get to all my stuff in my cooler. All right, and this is the entire reason I got this rack. I still really use my truck as a standard truck.
Lame.
So this is my daily driver. I do truck stuff. I've had trucks my whole life. I'm used to not having to go to Home Depot and rent things. So I wanted to still be able to use it as a truck. For example, we just bought bedroom furniture, and my wife buys really big pots and things like that, and I need to go haul them around.
Whoa.
So the biggest thing is this rack is detachable. And albeit incredibly sturdy. We'll see if that's shaking the camera. I don't know. It's really good image stabilization.
A little bit.
So this thing has been super sturdy so far. However, you got these spring-loaded bolts. They prop right out. It brings this tray, which is what clamps on and holds these crossbars in. So all you do, you loosen up all these spring-loaded bolts, and this big catch flips open, which is what's holding the rack on, and then you can just pop all these out. So you run around, you unscrew all four, you just need to push in a little bit and lift up, and the entire rack lifts right off. It's super lightweight. I think it weighs, with the crossbars, 45 pounds. It's all aluminum. So this entire rack, when I take it off, I pull off the recovery boards and the roto packs, but with the tent and the entire rack system, it's 150 pounds. Two people can easily pop it off and lift it off, go move a bunch of stuff, bring it back on. So the last time I needed to get this thing off, I was alone, and I went through, popped them all off, took the whole thing down myself, and it took maybe 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes, and pop it right back on. Well, you're probably immediately asking yourself, if it's that easy to pop a thing off, how do you keep people from popping your rack off and taking all your stuff? It's got a little locking cores. So it comes with a couple keys and these little locking cores, and these cover up the bolt on this side. So you got one on each side. So at best you could pull off one side, but unless all four are undone, you can't get it off. So all in all, I'm super happy with the rack. It's been really, really sturdy. I really like the height, and the biggest thing is being able to pop this thing off whenever you want. It's a good rack. Highly recommend.